Hi guys, it's Free Game Friday again, and I've got a great one for you today, an absolute belter. But first things first, I must first stress that this is a sponsored video. That means I am being paid for actually creating this video. It doesn't have any bearing on what I'm going to say. One of the conditions I always stress when I'm doing a video like this is that I can say what I want about the game, whether I like it or whether I don't like it. And if there's something in the game I don't like, I'm allowed to say that. And I've been given the total freedom to say what the hell I want about this game, so that's great. And also, the other conditions is the game has got to be free. I will not do a sponsored video if it costs money, so no one can lose out. There's nobody, I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's literally nothing to buy here, guys. It's a completely free game to download, and I've downloaded the bog standard version that I'm playing on Steam, and you can grab it in the link in the description. So what is it? Well, if you've ever played World of Tanks, if you've ever played any of them type of games, this is, well, not exactly, but this is a very, very similar setup to the likes of Armored Warfare, World of Tanks, World of Warships, and all of the rest of them. In as much as you choose the kingdom that you want to be, or in this case the empire, and then you start leveling up that particular unit that you choose, and you get new gear for that unit that you unlock through XP and in-game currency. The more battles you do, the more powerful you become, and then when you get to the end of that tier, you can make your unit elite, and then you can move on, or you can just move on straight away to the next tier of unit, and you start off from the bottom of the rung of the ladder of say your tier 2, and then by XP you will unlock new weapons, new armor for that unit, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger till it gets to the end of tier 2, and then moves on to tier 3, and so on and so forth, all the way up tier 8, tier 9, and all the rest of it. That's how this works, exactly the same way as you would expect in games like World of Tanks. Now, one of the first things I looked for in this game was, is it pay to win? Are there any pay to win elements in this game? And there aren't any. I remember World of Tanks had these golden bloody shells that you could shoot. You could buy them for real money and they did more damage. But there was an uproar and they got rid of them, I think. There is nothing at all like that in this game, I am pleased to report. So how do you play this then? Well, first of all, you've got to select your empire. Now, this is set in 200 AD. The Han Dynasty. You've got the Roman Empire, the Kushan Empire, and the Parthian Empire. Now, the way I looked at it is you've got the Romans, and then you've got the three which are like Chinese empires. That's how they all look. And I immediately went for Roman because they looked so damn cool. And can I just mention graphics first of all? You're going to see some of the graphics looking better than others in this video because I've been switching between DirectX 9 and DirectX 11. And the reason I've done that is because I know not all of you have top-end PCs that can run DirectX 11. So I've been playing the game in DirectX 9 mode a bit and DirectX 11 just to see what it looks like, what the difference is. The graphics look great in DirectX 11, not so great in DirectX 9, and it runs fabulous in both of them. You can see the frames a second. There was a few drops, there was a little bit of lag that I got in a couple of battles, but you know, I hardly really noticed, and it certainly didn't affect me gameplay whatsoever. So you select who you want to be. I went with Rome, and the Romans look awesome in this. The ones I had like, my general has a sword and a shield and a javelin, and my soldiers have like spears. And what you do, you were the general, that you control your general with the mouse and keyboard, basically with SAD and the mouse, and you have a few different moves. There's a few different combos. You can get on a horse, if you have a horse, that is. And what you generally do is, if you want a slash to the left, you will hold the attack button down and move your mouse slightly to the left, and you will do a slashing motion to the left. If you want it to go to the right, you just move the mouse to the right. If you want it above your head, you move it up. If you want it below, you move it down. Right mouse button blocks. So you get the idea. Now, with that unit, you are the general. Now, under your general, you have a adjutant. Now, what your adjutant is he commands the troops below you. You tell him what you want to do, and he'll bark out the orders, and your troops listen to him. Now, there's lots of different adjutants that you can buy in this game. Some are tailored more for cavalry, some are tailored for archery, some are tailored for the infantry. So you have to buy the right ones. Now, there's also formations that come with your adjutant. Now, this is one of the probably the most important aspect of the game, formations. Formations are crucial in this game. It is essential you pick the right formation for what you're doing, or your men are going to get slaughtered, and you are as well. I learned this the hard way, I really did. And as playing as the Romans, I really enjoyed the Romans, and there's a DLC out for Rome actually. It's just come out recently. So, well, what happened to was I got attacked off these pike infantry, these Chinese pike infantry, and I got pretty much my arse handed to me. It was a bloody sight, guys. But I loved the way I couldn't get through their pikes because I'm shit, obviously. But it was just so good. Then I thought, right, I want to be pikes. I want to be pikes. That looked so cool. So I went and chose the Wii. You've got the Wii, the Shoe, and the Woo. And I went with the Wii, and I need a Wii actually, but I'll have to wait. I went with the Wii, and you get the pikes pretty much straight away, and then you start leveling them up. And I'm up to about I think I'm level 11 now with the Wii, and I'm up to I think tier 4. And I went through a whole load of different battles with this, and I still wasn't getting anywhere. So I bought a better adjutant. And what this adjutant does, he has this tight formation, which brings all my pikemen in. When you're out there and you're fighting, you have to have the men in a loose formation so they can keep up with you. But once that you're getting near the battle, you call them all in and you say, right men, pack up tight in front of us, and they form like a couple of lines of wall in front of you, like a pike wall in front of you. But then you have to tell them to either hold rank under all costs or just get into them and f them up. And what I do is I tell them to hold rank in front of me as a pike. Then as I move forward, they move forward. And what an intimidating sight it is. And when you're coming into the flank of a battle, when one of your PvP mates is already in battle and you see the battle and you're coming in from the side, it's just awesome. You're meant to just walking with these pikes towards the enemy, and the enemy can't go anywhere because they're in this big fight, and then you just start wading into them, and it's so much fun. It's so atmospheric and tense, the battles. And obviously as you get flanked, you know, you can end up in a real shitty mess. But what I love about the pikes is we were making this strategic withdrawal, and we were getting our asses whipped. And what I did was I blocked the way out with me pikes between these two walls, and I just told me men to hold position, and we just held this, like, it was like the Thermopylae Pass, and the enemy couldn't get through while my men were my allies were regrouping and reforming. Because when you lose all your men on the battlefield, if you manage to survive and get back to one of the friendly bases, you can recruit a whole load of new men, and then you're back in the battle. So the strategy in this is very deep. It really is. You know, knowing what formation to have, where to go, when to flank. It's all about practice and practice and practice, and you haven't got to worry about dying and losing battles. I've lost loads of battles. I've come last before a couple of times. It's just so much fun. It doesn't really matter that much when you lose. You just think, oh well, I'll just press the button and have another game, and it's straight back in and another game, and you've totally forgot that you just lost horribly in the last one. So it's really fun. I think next thing that I'm going to do is unlock the archers. I really like the archers. I've had a few archer soldiers using me as a wall, and they've all been behind my guys, just firing arrows into the enemy. It looks so much fun. So I'm probably going to go with the archers next. You can also join a legion in this, and so you kind of team up with your friends, and you all go into battle together, and you're obviously on team speak and stuff like that, and so you can calculate everything a much better and strategize everything a lot better. So it is a fun game, guys. Now, as I mentioned, that there's a lot of stuff to buy in this game, not with real money, but you buy it with in-game currency. There's 1,000 armor and weapon guys in this game, 1,000 of them. There's also 50 horses, and the horses have gear as well. In the mounted combat, it's kind of a cross between Mount and Blade and World of Tanks. It's like the World of Tanks model with Mount and Blade gameplay. And you know, you can charge around the battlefield on a horse, hitting people. It's so much fun. I can't believe I actually missed this game, to be honest, considering it's free. It's really good fun. Now, obviously, it's a grind. These games are a grind, and you know, if you want to get all the way to the top, it's going to take a long time with many battles. But the good news is there is a few different types of battles to play. I mean, the battles that I've been showing you here are in command mode, which is basic PvP. When you first download the game, you'll be playing command mode against the AI. It does that to kind of introduce you to the game, so you don't get your arse handed to you, because once you get to about tier 4, you start coming in, I think it's tier 4, you start playing against players, and you'll notice an instant ramp up in the difficulty of the game. Each command mode has basic, intermediate and advanced as well, but also you have a dual mode where there is no soldiers at all. It's just general speed, general 16 player PvP, and you get XP and prestige and all that for that. There's also an epic war, which is totally PvE. It's kind of like a cooperative war against the AI, where you have to go through different aspects and different stages of a battle and get to the finale at the end, win it, and you get a ton of XP for it. There's also time limited battlefields, which is available from level 25. I haven't actually unlocked them yet. So there's a lot of different stuff, so it doesn't get boring quick. There's a lot of different game modes, a lot of different battles, and certainly a lot of varying of difficulty of this. It's a fun game, but what you need to do, you need to learn your formations, you need to learn what your troops is good at, learn what your role is on the battlefield. You'll probably learn the hard way, and you'll probably end up looking pretty much like I am here. Totally defeated, totally demoralized, totally dead on the battlefield.